Hi everybody, welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft's episode 129, season 4 of course, let's not forget that, with me, Sid. And last episode we made this, which is now absolutely got a full load of fuel in it. Power's going in from the rear. In fact, we should probably, I'm just wondering whether we can, is the power going in from the rear? No, the power's going in from the bottom on that, so we can work from the rear. Okay, that's fine. We need to get the fuel out. But before we do that, we need to, well, we need to go and drop off a few bits. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. And all of those good words. We probably just need to go and fill our water up and go and grab some food because, you know, food is always good. And we need to make a big shout out to the winner of the prize for solving, the printing press problem. Or at least pointing out what the cause of the printing press problem was. I solved the problem myself by craft tweaking some stuff. Let's take a stroll. We're going to head down to the enchanting area, and once there, we should be all excited and wonderful about the fact that we can now use the printing press. So, and I'm going to pronounce the name wrong, because I'm me, and, you know, I mean, for crying out loud, I can't pronounce English names right, so, I mean, this actually has got an English pronunciation, this particular name, although I'm fairly certain this is not the pronunciation. If I'm wrong, well, you know what I mean. If I get the pronunciation of this name wrong, please tell me, because I think so. Get my monocle on. 64 ink. Now look at this ink. Take a look at this ink. Very careful look. There's 3 books on there. We've got a plate in there for respiration 3, and there's 64 wonderful, wonderful ink in there. And if I take one of those ink, as we know, and place it on here, nothing. Now, if I take one of those ink and craft it, because that was my first thought, and I actually tried this, it makes marking, which was no good to us. We can't use marking. But, Pain Ricudo. If I pronounced that wrong, do let me know. Said, hey, it's because your ink's TFC, and you probably was doing anything. So I put in a craft tweak recipe to craft 2 TerraFirmaCraft into 2 Minecraft ink, and lo and behold, it only bloody works, doesn't it? Oh yeah. So we can stick this. What we got in there now? That's a power 1. That's not what we're going to be wanting to keep, but the respiration 3 one is our master. And if I now go and convert the remainder of that to that, then we should get the last book off here. We'll put that up there. That's one to use. We only need obviously 1. Yeah, so it really was that simple. Now obviously we've not got respiration on there yet. We have 19 levels. We now have 3 levels, and we have a helmet which allows us to get more ink. That was the key. I mean, the respiration was actually to allow us to get more ink, so we can do more of this enchanting, because obviously at the moment this has got last stand unbreaking, this has got unbreaking 3, these are all done, but these 2 need thing, as that could do with some more protection on it. I don't know if I'll be able to get more protection on it, but seeing as it seems to have both types of protection, but I don't even know how that's happened. But there we go. So the mystery is solved. And that is a squid in a hat. Hello. Dead squid in a hat. But now we can not only see better down here, but we can function way better underwater as well. We can breathe longer and everything, which is absolutely the thing. Now, aqua affinity might not be a bad one to have. There's actually still squid left in there, apparently. I don't know where. It must be deep. I just thought I did just see one just there. No. Alright, well, I don't desperately need more ink right now, so let's head back and continue on with the plan. But that is a major league relief. So yeah, thank you for that insight there. I should probably have guessed, because everything else that we use as vanilla mechanics has had a crafting recipe. It isn't actually a difficult one to place into. I need to put my calamari away for what it's worth. It's not worth a lot, but well, hang on, we need to be out of there, and then we can do a big stack and we can pop that in. We should probably get some of this meat cooked at some point as well, but not right now. So last episode we did a bit of techie stuff, for want of a better word, and it revolved around two things. One was getting this thing going, which is of course the induction smelter, and this thing is brilliant. I love it. Takes a little bit of juice, but as long as we've got the juice running, it's not a major problem. And then we got this thing, which is obviously one of the more expensive items we've made. Not quite as expensive as that. Was this used a blue steel bucket, I think, or that did. Well, anyway, there was blue steel in a variety of things. I think it might have been the cog. That was blue steel on the pump, and obviously the quarry was doing its thing. In terms of what's going on with the quarry, well, we've got a reasonable amount of limonite still coming through. We've got other bits and pieces as well. I think we might be towards the end of the area of the vein there, so maybe we should go and check that out. That might be a thing to do before we get into any crafting and building. So yeah, we'll do that. I'm going to head down and to where the quarry is, and I will see you in a moment. I got a little lost. It was the wrong surface limonite. It's further south, because that was a 25, and of course the one we were mining out was a 35 quality, and it's down here. Is our limonite. Oh, now actually there's alright, let's just land, shall we? There's not in the walls there. It seems to be all down here. God, it's slow. So plums ready, and a little bit over here, which I'm not seeing it continue down, so that seems to be, this seems to be the extent of it. Now this may be the end, these last four. So we'll have to probably be aware of that. Woo! Wow. Yeah, plum tree. Yum, yum, yum. Sorry, well, I'm so easily distracted, I know. My wife often comments on my level of ease of being distracted. It's a skill. I say it's a skill. It's not. Not anybody can be this easily distracted. You know, you do need a certain mental aptitude for it. To be fair, people don't appreciate that. So yeah, there's a. What were you anyway? Saltpeter. Okay. And you were probably a very big hole of blackness. Okay, right. So we know there's at least 4 more to come out of this limonite mine here. I do want to get a little bit of this surface limonite, these little ones off, because I have a use for them when we get back. Yeah, that should do it, I think. So there's a couple of things we need to do. We need to head back out home, which is, you know, that's no biggie. It's just a quick trek. Observing all bears, if we can. Let me just see. Was that a bear? What are you? Oh, you're a sheep. We'll let you live. We are going to want leather. We're going to want a lot of leather for books. So we are going to have to go on a hunting trip at some point. And I prefer bears out of all of my victims because A, they're a pain in the backside, and you know, I mean, they make my life miserable early doors in this game, and now I'm equipped to deal with them. I'm going to return the favour, and I just think that's fair and just, and that's the way life should be. But we're going to need to make books, and obviously we can do sugar cane. That is not a major problem, and I actually know where there's loads and loads and loads of sugar cane, so that's even less of a problem. But the other problem is, if I start generating large amounts of power, I haven't actually got the storage for large amounts of power. I love flying along rivers like this. I wish they rendered in properly in TFC. I always feel like I'm Apache low-level helicopter, attack helicopter. No, behave myself. Anyway, I will be back when I get back home, which won't be that long, and I will see you in a moment. Okay, so first things first, these little bits of limonite that I grabbed, let's grind them up. One and two. Reason being is I would like some yellow dye, please. Thank you. That's fine. More than enough. And we'll go and grab a couple of pieces of wool, and we'll quickly dye those up yellow for later. I don't know whether you met later. He's also sometimes known by his friends as Ron. But you know, yeah, we'll get that sorted. Right, so we got that. We need to eat, so I'm going to just have a bit of fruit. Just tide me over, and we'll need to drink, and then we need to start thinking about the next phase of conquest. So at the moment we have got, let's go through here. We have got this fella here, capacitor bank, holds 5 million RF. But if we have a look at Ender IO, oops, not EBDA, Ender IO, obviously we've got the capacitor bank, which is what we've got. If I can get in there, basic capacitor bank. So this is where we are. I would like to be there. However, for this we need 4 octatic capacitors. We need a vibrant crystal, which is an emerald surrounded by vibrant alloy. These guys require vibrant, which is, if I remember rightly, energetic with ender pearl. That's not a major problem. I think we can probably do this, and that will increase our storage capacity vastly. So let us have a look. Have we got, first questions, have we actually got emeralds? We have. Have I got any of these emeralds? I have as well. Okay. And we also have a bit of vibrant alloy and vibrant alloy nuggets. So if I were to go in here, what do I need? I need a vibrant crystal. That is, can I do it with one of those? They have, I think, less use than potentially than those. 6, 7, 8 of those. Let's see, can we make you? You can't. Bam, damn you. You took away my old I mean, these things do have a use. We can use them for other things. Trade station for railcraft and anchors and village highlighters, useful obviously in this. A diamond compartment from Binny, emerald upgrades. So there is stuff we can use them in. You know, it is not the end of the world. And I'm guessing that we can make a flim flam book with them. We can do a what else? No, that's just that. Carpenter, thermionic to make those. Fortune 1 for enchanter and enticing crystals. So there is stuff, and it's probably just as well. So we'll head down here, and I should have one of those. I don't need a lot of this anyway, so we'll make it the way that we're told we have to make it. Octatic requires double layers requires basics requires gold, copper and redstone. How many do I need? That's a good question. I need 4 of those, which means I need 8 of those, which means I need 16 of those. Which means I need 32 of those, and I need 64 redstone. Luckily, I have got plenty of redstone now. And we shall do the thing with the thing and the thing and make those. We need these. For that we need energetic, so I need 16 energetic alloy plus another 8. 16, 24 energetic alloy. Okay. Energetic alloy. Nope. Get the right one. Bang, bang, bang. Gold, redstone, and glowstone. Okay, and I need, what did I say it was? 16. Luckily, I've got lots and lots of this stuff. Otherwise, we'd be struggling. 16 glowstone, that might be a little bit, yeah, that is more challenging. However, let us not get despondent about this. There are ways around this. Glowstone can be made with sulfur, graphite, redstone and yellow. Now what I'm going to do is, no, we're going to make it with yellow paint, because that will make our, we'll get there eventually. There. So we're going to make lime water with limonite powder. We'll make 8 of those. So we don't need to grind up a lot of these. We'll take I don't know, maybe not even half. Maybe that should be more than adequate. What's in there? Treated wood. So we need some that's vinegar. We're going to have to make more vinegar actually. That is, yeah, we're gonna, and I really should sort out all of these barrels. Oh, we've already done it. On seal, 16. Bonus. Let's make a little bit more, because we will probably want it at some point or another. Zombie villager out there. We should actually do something with those that want to be captured as well. Maybe I'll try and get that started today. It's not going to get done today because we need to grow some nether warts, and well, we don't need to grow nether warts. We've got loads. That's going to make me a whole load of yellow paint. Okay, so we've got you, we've got that. We need glowstone. What are we doing? Yeah. Redstone, graphite, and sulfur. Alright, so I think if I look in the right chest, which is one of these. Oh, come on. Where did I put the sulfur? It's not there. It's not in there. Not in there. I put it somewhere safe, you know, as you do. There. So we need 16 of those. Graphite, 16. And redstone, 16. I'm guessing this is shapeless. Bang, 64. And we need 16 of them, don't we? Perfect. And then we need 16 of those. That should allow us to cook up ourselves some more. Oh, I needed more, didn't I? That's only enough for... Well, make these for now. This is going to take a hot moment to cook, so we'll get that done. Back in a minute. Alright, while I remember, we also need coal powder. So we need those. That was for that. Now, we use those to make... Let's go back here. Those, and we use those with glowstone blocks to make those. I need 4 glowstone blocks, but that is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 more, isn't it? Got plenty there, that's fine. We need 8 more gold, 8 more redstone. 8 redstone. 8 more glowstone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 ender pearls. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that should, I think, get us to where we need to be. Get those going. While that is doing, we can take those and those with those to make that. And that's spare. Oh, we need electrical steel, yeah, as well, don't we? Of course. But we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That glowstone just lasts no time at all, does it? Glad there's a way to make it. So we've got you, got you, got you. Electrical steel. That's a... Oh, right, yeah, hang on. I wanted to know electrical steel. That was what I was after, which was coal powder and silicon. We need 4 of those. What? No, not steel. I'm guessing it's iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me check I've got any. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. What was the other one? Get there eventually. I'm never certain. Sometimes I think it's probably faster to just to do this. Oh, silicon, that was right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so we take those with that. They'll do thing. We should also check the inputs and outputs on this one, because this is set to input from the top. I actually set to do nothing from the bottom, but that's an input from the back, and that's an output to the bottom. That should be correct. I don't know why that's suddenly... Oh, I see, because I've just done that. Duh. Okay, raw tie that and that. That will make my electrical steel. We should now be good to get in and do 4 of those. And once we've got these, we should be okay to make the bigger capacitor. Vibrant capacitor bank. Excellent. Now, if I place that down and make the output to the top as an input, the back as an input, and the bottom as an output, I suppose I should use the Yeta wrench if I've got it. I have. Pick him up because he will pick everything up that I Yeta wrench up. And we'll take that off and we place that on. And then we'll take you, place you on there. That should drain pretty damn quickly into there. And once this is full, my thoughts are we can dump that up. We'll use this as a mobile capacitor. I think we can also just, let me have a look at the capacitor again. I think we can actually upgrade that one. Let's have a look. Capacitor bank. Usage for a capacitor bank. Can you not? I thought you could upgrade those, but I don't know. Apparently we can't. That's a vibrant. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we can. We can stick another one of those in with slightly smaller. Oh, two of those. Duh. Boo. Alright, well that is doing its thing. That is now empty. So we'll pick you up for now. We'll take you away. We've now got the capacity to store all that power, so the next thing we need to do is actually do something with it. And what I wanted to have a look at, I think we kind of played around with the idea of doing generators last one, but I think we go with a combustion generator from Ender.io. Requires a coolant and its output is dependent on fuel. It needs 2 fluid tanks, some electrical steel, a basic gear from Ender.io, which I think we should be able to do, a machine chassis, which we can definitely do. Yeah, let's see about that. The other thing we are going to definitely need is a Ender tank, because I'm not faffing around. We're going to, I don't know how I'm going to actually do this really. I might put it over here, I might put it somewhere down here, but I want to basically take the fuel out of here and Ender tank it to the generator. So if I look at an Ender tank, again, that wasn't too expensive. I think the biggest problem for me at the moment was the iron involved, because we needed those. Everything else we can do. Did I finish cooking? I did a bit more iron there. One more iron and we've actually, I'll take that as well. One more iron, we've got a tank sorted. So let's get that started. Get the iron. Still got plenty. That's enough to make 2 of those. We made the yellow wool. We've got obsidian. That's all around here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 8 blaze rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, that's slightly one too many, but doesn't really matter. And a couple of those. So we take you and you, split you, put those in there, and those ones will be on yellow. Now yellow, obviously, because the fuel is yellow. There's no greater reason than that, to be honest. Pressurized fluid conduit, that's fine. Let me take a little bit of this with me. We're going to take some of that with me, because there's a good chance I'm going to collapse this in. So what we'll do is we'll come back here. We got away with that. So if I take this and then put a pressurized fluid conduit in there, we'll make you extract, we'll make you to be an insert, and let's just turn you on. That's fuel. That's gone. Excellent. We'll pop that in there. We'll take that and that out, and we'll just hide all of that out of the way. You can see it through there. That's not a major problem. We'll get some for conduit. We need a painter for that though, don't we? I don't think I've got one of those yet. No. More machines needed, but that's fine. Let's just put this down over here for a second. What can we see in there? So, yep, it's doing its thing. That's doing its thing. Everything's going quite happily. That is losing power, but yeah, we'll live. At the moment, because obviously the sun's gone down as well, doesn't help. All right, yeah. Let me sort myself out a little bit, and we'll get on to the next bit, which is making the combustion generator and the liquid source. I also need to check how long I've been rattling for, because you know it's me we're talking about here. And oh, that's still actually got stuff coming through. That's all very good. Good. Okay. Yeah, back in a moment. Alright, I just want to invite you over to my creative world where I'm testing generators before I go whole hog. I do need a some ducting duct. No, yeah. Oh, what's up? Ah, man, what is it called? You know what? It's just quicker in this to probably do this. Yeah, it's just because this is such a radical departure. So that's once that's finished filling. This is generating 60 RF per tick, and that is gaining 60 RF per tick. This is not on right now, so what we need to do is we need to drop you, hang on, there, extract, always active. So fuel and fresh water, this is just a reservoir. I was beginning to panic that we'd not got the means to do that. Now that one needs a redstone signal. And this will explode if it gets too hot, which at the moment it's there. So it should be alright with that coolant. It is generating 60 RF per tick as well. So both of these are generating 60. I need to keep my eye on the temperature. Now this thing here obviously is the diesel generator. And we need to, I'm just going to connect one of those up over to this capacitor here, and we'll do that as an extract. We'll set you as an extract, always out. Noise. That's generating 4000 RF per tick. Very noisily. And now it stops. Why did you stop? I mean, that was 819,000 RF. Insert. Always that. Oh, hang on. There we go. So clearly that is a better system. This okay, there's another test I want to do. This will generate stupid amounts of power very quickly. You need to shut up now. Shush. So here is the next test. If I were to take all of that out of the loop and I were to take that out and replace it there, so it's got water. We're going to take, no, I don't need to worry about that one. We're going to take you, we're going to break that and that. So we've got one of those in there. So water. You can get all of these. This I would love to do, but it's just, at the moment, it's way too expensive. So if I now get a bucket of fuel, and I need an empty capacitor. We'll take a full one, an empty one. So we're going to take empty capacitors on all of the sides of this. I don't know whether I can get away with replacing that. Let me see. And have I got the hammer still? Of course I haven't. To immersive hammer. And whoop, bum. I'll just have to a bit. Let me just reset this, and I shall be right back with you. All right, final test. How much do these generate off one bucket of stuff? So we're going to set you to extract and always active. That is waiting for fuel, and that is currently off, so we can give you a bucket of fuel and you will not do anything. Okay, we'll give you a bucket of fuel in a moment, and we'll give you a bucket of fuel now. So, diesel generator off one bucket of fuel. Quite a bit, by the looks of things. So it generated 2 million RF. One bucket of fuel on, and we shall give you your bucket so you can run at the same time. So again, these are both going to generate, they're both generating 60 RF per tick. Let's be back in a moment once these are generated, and then we'll go back to the main world and we'll decide what we're going to do there. Okay, I think that would be ideal. The huge difference here is the speed, and I think this may be more efficient. It's difficult to tell. We're at 400 millibuckets and we've got just under 800,000 RF. So I don't think we're going to get close to the 2 million RF we got off one bucket there. But I think we will certainly get a million RF, maybe slightly more. This one is harder to tell because obviously it's not giving me, it's just a gauge. It's at temperature the coolant is working, so that's good news. So either way works. In terms of the combustion generators, well, let's have a look. The recipe for that one is some iron plates, or double iron sheets, steel gears, and that. So that's a bit of a pain because we've got to make those and cast them. For this one, this is a little bit easier. Electrical steel, fluid tank, which is some glass bars, some wrought iron. So I think this is where we're going to go. This is machine chassis, piston, and these are relatively, bit of forging there, but that's minor work. So I think that's where we're going to go. We're going to go with the combustion generator. However, we're at about 37 minutes in. We are about as far as we're going to go with this thing. Again, big thanks for the tip on that enchanting. That means we can move forward with that. I want to point out there is also some scuba. This is from Enhav's Text mod, so you can make a scuba upgrade. There's a scuba chest plate, there's a scuba mask which we can make. There are tanks. These are upgrades for various force amplifier. No idea what that is. And if we have a look at Enhav's, let's have a look at Enhav. So there's a whole load of digital compasses, strange things that I would probably not have discovered if it had not been just fertling through. The air tank is relatively cheap. A couple of small tanks, which are in turn relatively cheap. The steel, but you know, we'll live. I presume we're going to need some way of getting air into the tank, which I don't know, air compressor is probably the beast, and that's stuff. There's a harpoon, not yet implemented. Shame. Flippers, bit of blue dye and some rubber from either of those. So that might be something we want to have a play with, just to think. In fact, what we are going to do is we are going to add it to our to-do list. Where is my to-do list? There's my to-do list. Put the engineer's manual away. In fact, I can put the Yeta wrench away as well, can't I? What we will do is we'll take off Combine books, Enderman egg, we've still got to look at. And we've got to look at that one. So we've got the scuba gear is to do. We need to do the power gen. I think that'll give me something. Oh, and of course, this is to do 3. We need to enchant armor properly. Like me, do it proper. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys, and until next time, I will see you soon, and bye for now.